Even if this sucks, I'm still gonna plow forward. Trying to set this all up was very stressful. So, I think I have it. No matter how it turns out, I'm gonna edit it, post it, and learn from my mistakes. So, this is my first video for my booktube channel. I have 5 books to talk about. I'm gonna talk about my favorite one first, which is Creation by Gore Vidal. I have notes. This is one of my all-time favorite books. Let me see. It's a sweeping novel of politics, war, philosophy, and adventure. It's about Cyrus Batama, who is half Greek and half Persian. He's the grandson of the prophet Zoroaster and the best friend of Xerxes. Xerxes sends him east to see what's going on out there. And while he's east, he has discussions with Confucius and the Buddha about creation and how that mixes in with his belief in the teachings of Zoroaster. Of Gore Vidal as writing sort of thing, I always thought of him as the guy who had that moment with William F. Buckley, but I'm going to be reading more of his work. Next we have A War Like No Other by Victor Davis Hanson, How the Athenians and Spartans Fought the Peloponnesian War. Now, one of my favorite things to read about is the Greco-Persian Wars. However, the Peloponnesian War was the war between the Spartans and their allies and the Athenians and their allies. Now, the reason why I read this is because there are two characters. The Persians were heavily involved, and there were 2 interesting characters who intermingled. I was really hoping to learn more about 2 crazy historical figures called Alcibiades and Lysander, who tried to manipulate the Persians and Athenians and the Spartans. However, that's what this book did not talk about. Dry and scholarly, and a lot of names, just so many names of Greek city-states and Greek generals that you kind of get lost in the minutia. I will say Peloponnesian War is, besides the 2 characters and the Persians, is just the most not interesting war ever. It's the most boring war ever. And unless you're really into the subject, this is pretty dry. The next one I have for November is Less Than Zero by Easton Ellis. Now, as you can see, he's the author of American Psycho. Now, if you've read American Psycho, you will get this. If you have not read American Psycho or know anything about it, you will not know. I mean, this doesn't have any of the characters in American Psycho, but it's along the same nihilistic vein. You can imagine, if you have read American Psycho, this is Pachter Bateman's college years, just completely soulless and empty, but it's kind of funny at the same time. Not as funny as American Psycho, though. I mean, this was good, but like I said, if you haven't read American Psycho, you probably won't get this. So I'd recommend that first. The Club Dumas, I think it's the Club Dumas, by Arturo Perez-Reverte. My Spanish is bad. Speaking of which, the reason there was a week there where I thought I wanted to learn Spanish, and then I remembered this and the movie that came out a long time ago because I had on VHS had Johnny Depp as a rare book dealer collector going around trying to find this satanic book. Like, oh yeah, that was a book and it was originally written in Spanish. So I read the book in English, thinking that eventually I would translate it into Spanish, so I bought the Spanish edition. However, I don't know why it would take so much more words to say the same thing in English and Spanish, but this did not. I think I had memories of this just as a movie I liked back in my 20s. In my 40s, it was an okay book. I mean, if you like rare book collectors and that sort of thing, but the movie had more elements that I like, more book stuff. This has more weird sexual things with a young girl following around, and I'm like, what is this? I don't know what that's about. But so I don't actually have. I listened to it on audio. It's called The New Corner Office, all about working from home. I don't know if this person who wrote this had the experience of you're working in an office for 20 years. Your whole structure of your life is getting up and going to work, and all of a sudden you're just sent home with a cell phone and a laptop, and you're expected to just do the same thing. However, that is the new reality for a lot of us. Even people who think they have to go back to the office. A lot of industries are not. So it was interesting that you have to look at your work day now as task oriented versus winding down the clock, because there's no clock anymore. You can work 24 hours a day, which I think is the point of the new world order here. So if you want to have be successful working from home, things have to be, like I said, tasks, and you have to have time blocked out. It's an interesting phenomenon. I think that if you can't work from home successfully in certain industries, then you're not going to be able to survive, or you might have to find something else to do, because that's just the way it's going to go. Anyway, that was my I'm going to try to do 5 books a month we'll try to finish 5 books a month for review. This is my first one. Don't know how this is going to go, but I'll edit it and see what I get from it. Bye.